tens of thousands of dollars in 3D rendering fees, weeks of work for a single walkthrough video. For decades, that was the standard formula for architectural presentations. Now, a few lines of text can produce a cinematic journey through a building's interior. This is OpenAI Sora. Across the architecture industry worldwide, two urgent questions are being raised. Can this actually be used in professional practice? And what does it mean for the people who do this work today? Today, we answer those questions honestly. Sora is OpenAI's text-to-video generation model, publicly released in 2024, but it is far more than a simple video generator. It has been trained to simulate physical laws, learning spatial perspective, light reflection, and how objects move through three-dimensional environments. This is precisely why the architecture world is paying close attention. Where earlier AI video tools essentially stitched 2D images together, Sora generates continuous frames that feel as though a camera is genuinely moving through a real space. It supports clips up to 60 seconds at 1080p resolution, meeting the baseline technical requirements of a professional-grade walkthrough. Global access is still rolling out, and real-world production adoption remains in its early stages across most markets. Let's look clearly at what professional architectural walkthroughs actually cost today. First, you construct the space in 3D modeling software, a minimum of 2 to 3 days of skilled work just to get started. Second, you run the render farm. For a high-quality 60-second video, rendering time alone can stretch into dozens of hours. Third, you edit the footage, score it with music, and add text overlays. Total outsourced cost, anywhere from $2,500 to well over $15,000 for a single video. Now compare that to Sora. Skip the modeling phase entirely, write a prompt, and receive a generated clip in an average of 3 minutes. The monthly subscription runs roughly $200. The gap in speed and cost is staggering. But there is also a quality gap. And that is the heart of this conversation. There is a clear structure behind prompts that consistently produce strong architectural walkthroughs in Sora. Here is a 4-step framework validated in professional practice. First, specify the camera movement explicitly. Use action verbs like slow dolly shot moving forward through or camera glides through. The motion verb anchors the entire spatial feel of the clip. Second, describe materials and finishes with precision. Write polished concrete floor, brushed aluminum curtain wall, or white oak veneer ceiling. Vague descriptions produce vague results. Specificity is everything. Third, define the lighting conditions in full. A phrase like golden hour natural light streaming through floor-to-ceiling windows gives Sora both a direction and a time of day, and this is what creates believable spatial depth and atmosphere. Fourth, close with a style reference anchor. Something like architectural photography style, Tadao-Ando-influenced minimalism, gives the model a consistent aesthetic target and dramatically improves visual coherence across multiple generations. Now it is time for an honest assessment. Sora still carries significant limitations in professional architectural practice. The most critical issue is spatial consistency. Because Sora cannot directly ingest floor plans or BIM data, videos generated from text prompts will not precisely match your approved design drawings. Window positions shift between generations. Column spacing changes. Staircase proportions diverge from your specifications. The second limitation is sequence continuity. Building a walkthrough longer than 60 seconds requires joining multiple clips, and at those seams, the spatial identity of the space breaks down. The same room can look like a different room from one clip to the next. The third limitation is legal and regulatory standing. In most jurisdictions worldwide, AI-generated visuals currently occupy an ambiguous gray zone in formal architectural submissions. They are effective for client communication, but their use in permit applications and official project documentation remains inconsistent across regulatory frameworks globally, and this is an unresolved issue that the industry is only beginning to address. So where does Sora actually fit in professional practice right now? Knowing the limits is the strategy. The area where Sora delivers the most power is the early concept phase. In a first client meeting, a mood video that conveys atmosphere and direction is often more persuasive than a precise technical model. When presenting multiple design directions, a quick Sora-generated comparison clip can guide client decisions far faster than any traditional method. At this stage, emotional persuasiveness matters more than drawing accuracy. By contrast, design development phases and permit submission stages still require traditional 3D rendering pipelines, or BIM-based walkthroughs. The conclusion is clear. Sora is not a replacement for the existing visualization workflow. It is an upstream tool that accelerates concept exploration by roughly 10 times. Getting that positioning right is the key to deploying it in professional practice without disappointment. Sora will reshape how architectural walkthroughs are made. That much is certain. But as we have seen today, it is currently a powerful upstream tool, not a complete replacement for professional visualization workflows. The real inflection point arrives when direct BIM integration and drawing accurate generation are finally solved. Industry data already points in this direction. Revit scan to BIM workflows have reduced manual modeling time by over 70%. And firms that have adopted AI design tools report approximately 42% fewer design errors. When that level of precision is combined with Sora's generative speed, the entire visualization pipeline changes permanently. That moment may arrive sooner than most expect. How is your firm preparing for this shift? Share your perspective in the comments. And in our next episode, we bring you real workflow experiments connecting Sora output with live BIM data and show you exactly